Okay, let's do this. See if this works. Give everybody a chance to kind of reset and kind of come in. I'm not going to touch anything because obviously that doesn't work very well. There you go. Hey, Kayla. Can I get a heart if you can hear me? A thumbs up if you can see me. I can see Jackson's in. Oh, there you go. You're going in and out. Hey, y'all. Okay, let's see. There we go. That should make it better. I'm sorry about these complications, y'all. But I'm thinking that should be a better connection. You know, me and technology is not always the best friends. There we go. That should be a lot better, y'all. I changed the connection from the Wi-Fi to straight using my phone. That part of work. Brandy, what's up? Got classmates in the building. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of get started. Welcome to Uncle Slide, Cooking with Uncle Slide. A lot of people don't know, a lot of people do know. I've been cooking, cocktail mixing, just doing what I do for quite some time now. And my friend Missy and my partner Kyle both were just like, okay, you are your brand, you need to get on your A's and B's. So that's what I'm doing. Thank you all for your support. I really do appreciate it. Before I kind of get started, we're going to do some shrimp and grits tonight. Certain things I've already kind of started, as you see behind me. I actually have my seasoning already cut up. Today I have onion, the yellow onion, garlic, green onions, bell pepper. I already got some cheese kind of shredded. That's already set. I have my seasoning set to the side. I've already peeled my easy peel shrimp. That make it easy. I'm using the Colossal easy peel shrimp. So those are the fairly big ones. They're like a step above the jumbo ones. So you don't have to have a whole bunch of them. As well as I have my seasons there. I have chicken stock already made because I used the bouillon cube to do that. Got my flour already set up because I will be making a small roux to kind of get everything started as far as my my topping for my shrimp and grits. I'm also going to make a cocktail for Kyle and I. That cocktail is going to be a Bloody Mary. It's real simple, real basic, simple ingredients. I'm going to pop over here because, as far as I know, it's easiest to do. For my Bloody Mary, I'll start off with, I'm not sure if y'all can hear me. If y'all can hear me, let's keep it rolling. I'm going to start off, though, with my ice in the cup. Have it all set, and I actually pour it over. No one saw that. Over the ice. It's funny because I do this all the time. It's a lot different doing it on camera, knowing that people are watching you. I will say that. And I'm not shy. Anyone in my family will tell you I'm not shy at all. I gotta get in the camera. I'm not shy at all. I've never been shy. I guess I was shy at some point. That's probably when I was being bad and misbehaving. But other than that, I'm not shy at all. So, Bloody Mary, simple. We mix everything in a cup. Love this. I'll get close so you can see. So, This is actually vodka. It's not just a Rainbow Skull because I'm a homo. This is actually vodka. This is the Crystal Head vodka. Really good. And this is their Pride Edition. It tastes like the rest of it. So go ahead. I'm going to empty that right on in there. See? Right on in there. That's not going to be enough. So, got a little trick. Would recommend. I don't recommend using, this for just drinking straight, but for a mixer in the South, Taka vodka goes hard. It's not fancy or any of those things there. It's just really nice vodka that you can mix with anything. So I'm going to finish off with that because we're going to have a good time. Ooh, look at that. That smells like a party, right? So I have my vodka already in. Next ingredient is going to be our tomato juice. As you probably see, I don't use a mixer. I just actually make the stuff because it's easy. But tomato juice is just simple tomato juice. We're not really crazy tomato people, so I don't use a hell of a lot. I just need enough to color it and let you know that it is a Bloody Mary. I know for the folks from the South that's trying to figure out what I'm about to say, it's a little bit different. This word that I'm about to use is called Worcestershire sauce. And, so we're like, oh, is that the Worcestershire sauce? Yeah, let's go with that. No matter what you call it, it's going to do what it do. So we're going to go ahead and add that in. And that only needs like a couple of drops. This here is world famous horseradish. It gives it a special little kick. I like to throw that on in there. I actually don't know who hears me or who don't, but like they say, the show must go on. And worst case scenario, no matter what, you can catch all this when we're done. So I'm gonna, proceed as if people can hear me because I can't hear you. I do have the earbud in, but with the horseradish, just do a small little spoon in there. Done. I'm just kind of walking back to kind of check and see if people can hear me or not. I don't know. I see two people there, so I'm just keep flowing. Also, I'm going to put a little salt. Gotta have salt. It's a Bloody Mary, right? Also, black pepper. Oh, you can hear me? Okay, thank you, Jackson. Black pepper. And lemon, fresh lemon. I'm actually just going to cut a small piece. And I'm going to squeeze it right on in there. And I'm squeezing it over my hand so that I can catch those seeds. As you see, there's 2 seeds. So go ahead and catch that right on in there. As a bartender, this is when you learn if you got cuts and things on your fingers. Not a good moment. So go ahead and chunk that. Bar glass, that's what we call those. They fit right in there. Get your nice seal, already broken. Flip up, there you go. You always want to have your glass above your shaker, just a lesson learned about bartending. Always have your glass above your shaker, because if this happens to break, it's going to break inside that glass. Just one of the lessons that I teach in all my bar classes. You always want to shake with a smile, a good like 7 to 8 times. If you're not doing it 7 to 8 times, you haven't did it enough. If you work in corporate America, they always tell you, oh, make sure you smile. Shake it over your shoulder. You look fancy. Break your seal. And pour. Okay. Here's the part that everybody likes. So I'm going to place that right here really quickly. I'm going to come on the other side. I have a special treat. I won't go crazy, but it's what I do. quick garnish. Really doesn't take that long to make it look pretty. If you've watched some of my other things as I've been on, you see I've been doing breakfast and things like that. So the other day I did a slight breakfast. That's cute. Yep. The bacon piece. Nice bacon piece. That back. And last but not least, olive. Olive. And 2 wonderful, professional looking Bloody Marys. Nice cup size. Here you go. Kyle, want to get your Bloody Mary? Here you go. Cheers. Cooking with Uncle Rob. Let's get started. That's really good. That actually takes the nerves off so that we can get the party going. Jackson says hi, Kyle.
Hi.
He says hi. He's actually working on like electronic things so that I can do the from every platform. We'll have that ready. We'll practice on it later after. But so now what we're going to do is go ahead and start with our shrimp and grits. So starting with the shrimp and grits, we're actually going to start off with the shrimp first. That is good. So in the bowl, I already have my shrimp. I was actually telling my good friend Missy that I pre-seasoned my shrimp, and she's like, wouldn't you do that like a day or so before? Not necessarily. So in quote unquote the cooking world, we, like in kitchens, when we do things the day before or like a couple of days before, to us, that's marinating it. To pre-season for us means we've seasoned it, we've side it to the side, it's ready to go so we don't have to season it on the fly. That's pretty much the only difference. When you marinate stuff, it's usually done 6 to a minimum of 6 hours ahead of time or the day before, and then you just let it sit in the refrigerator and its juices, what have you. But when you just pre-season it, means you put whatever seasoning you want on it before you cook it, before you do something, and then it's ready to go when you start cooking. That's all. So we already have that done. I'm going to, nice and simple, skillet. I'm going to bring you over so you can actually see. Here. I'm my own cameraman, so kind of bear with me. You probably won't see me doing this part because me used to say people like to see what I do. So I'm looking at your feedback. Let me know. There we go. You can see that pan over there. Or is this spot better? I think this spot is better. This spot's better. So I'm going to go ahead and turn that on. When I have an electric stove, and I'll tell you now, I hate electric stoves, but you got to make them work. So I'm going to turn it all the way on high. By turning it all the way on high, I get it kicking fast. Tyson wants to be, yes, you can. How do I do this? I'm going to touch this button. Approve. I think it's going to add you. I don't know. But there you go. It's already kind of getting hot. Yes, I've burned my hand several times. I get used to it. But as that go ahead and get hot, what I'm going to do is actually get my butter. Boop. And with my butter, I'm going to pop the butter right on in. This is going to go in the trash, which I keep close. you see, it's already kind of melting, already going through. Let it go ahead and spin around. No answer from the video, the live video guest. I don't know if he's supposed to answer. I don't know if I asked a question or not. It's popping up things. Are y'all telling y'all friends about this? Make sure y'all tell y'all friends. Invite them. They can come watch. This is going to be a good thing. We're going to have a good time. Hey, Eli. Jackson. Misi. This is awesome. Okay. So that's going ahead and melt. While that melts, I'm going to put the fan on low. So let me know if it gets annoying. So as that goes, I'm going to go ahead and start putting some of my seasonings in. Like I said, I have, turn that on down. It started melting already. You don't want it to brown. You just want it to kind of melt. So I'm going to put that on low because I got it melted, got it going. Like I said, I kicked it up. Now, I'm going to go ahead and put my seasonings in, and those are yellow onions or Vidalia onions. Thank you, Nisi. As we know, I also have green onions in here, garlic, and bell peppers. I traditionally sometimes will put celery in, but I did not remember to grab celery, but celery is one of the things I do. But instead, I will be adding a little celery salt, so I won't go crazy. I just, one of the flavor profiles that I do like, so I'm going to do that. So one of the things that Misi brought up is gloves, like using kitchen gloves. And honestly, I don't use kitchen gloves. Not a lot of chefs do, because scientifically, if we cook things hot enough, it burns anything that would kill us or hurt us. So we don't think to use gloves. It's not one of the regulations they make us do with healthcare and stuff like that, because you burn a lot of germs. But I know that for some people, it's the perception that they see the gloves think cleanliness. But you have to change your gloves after you touch everything, or then you're now cross-contaminating everything you touch, and then your cost goes up, which is why a lot of people don't use gloves. Okay, so I'll go ahead and put that in there. What you want to do is throw those in until they are at least translucent. And by translucent, basically you're thinking you want them nice and soft. And I actually put everything all in one to do, to make that easy. To do is my word, in case y'all are wondering. Hey, Tracy. Tracy's here, Kyle. Oh, she's at the bar. Tracy's actually at Salona's tonight. I think she's doing a double, if I'm not mistaken. Hey, Monique. How you doing? Monique, she's in here. So she actually, but Tracy's working tonight at Salona. She's a kick-ass bartender. She actually used to work for Kyle and I at Medea's, and she's been our friend for way longer than that. And she actually handled the bar area for Queen City Pride this year, which is absolutely amazing. Thank you again. I just saw a good friend from way back when I lived in Boston, actually. I was working at the movie theater. I was a bartender there, and we used to crack up and laugh, and probably should have got fired a couple of times, but we were good. We were good. She didn't have to go to her car to get nothing, so we good. Yes, you do have to come visit me. So I'm just stirring, in case you're wondering. I'm just stirring for those just coming in. So I am getting prepared to do my shrimp part, because that's the easiest part. Get that prepared, and then I'm going to do the grits, and the sauce goes over the grits. So shrimp is set first, nice and easy. Then your grits going to go. Now, one of the things that we do in restaurants is multitask. So I'm going to do a little of that. So once I get this all sauteed, I can then go ahead and start with my grit portion. And so I'm going to let that go ahead and cook down, because that's going to take just a little bit, not too long. As you can see. Go ahead and get that rocking. Put it back on the stove. So I have a spoon me, my spoon me to lay things down, which was a birthday gift from my good friend Misi. And she wanted to make sure, because I don't like having spoons and things there. One of the other things, look, Niecy, I'm wiping it along. Because we had some, it spilled a little bit, so I'm wiping it. I know what you said. You was like, people don't want to see that stuff splatter all over the place. Huh? No, no, no. So I got you. Look, I just wiped it. I just wiped it. And as a normal chef, I would normally throw it over my shoulder, but I'm gonna throw it back. Hey, Ann! Oh, Ann Lake's in the house. What up? How you doing, Ann? So, a trick that I like to tell people that in the South, when we cook grits and things like that, we normally do it in a pot or a big pot. One of the things I've learned in restauranting is, and this is just basic science, the bigger the pot or the deeper the pot, the longer it takes for that water to boil. I'm saying boil, not like oil. Uh, hey, Josh, how you doing? Congratulations on your marriage, by the way. Saw that. And so it takes longer for that water to boil. So in order to make that quicker, as far as restaurants go, what we do is we actually use saute pans. Like if you're not doing a whole bunch, you're not doing it ahead of time, use a saute pan because the area in which it takes for the water to get hot is not as dense. So it doesn't take that long to boil. So I'm gonna go ahead and fill this up and get that boiling now. It's just, I'm just using water. And I'm not going to use a hell of a lot of water because, honestly, this is a class and a demonstration. It's not like we have 50,000 people here to eat it. And Kyle does not eat grits unless I cook them. And they're only going to be eaten for a little bit of time. Now, you can see on here, they're already starting to turn translucent. Very nice and light. I can show you that. Like they're already kind of getting light and soft, which is what you want. So once that actually starts, this is the next thing that is going to make. Yes, there you go, cuz. Yes, we good. Pop on in. We good. I just decided to go straight live with the Facebook and call it a day. So, but we, like I was telling everybody who's just coming in, I have my seasonings already cooking down. I have my water here on the boil. I'm actually going to add salt to my water for my grits. And I personally, I don't use iodine salt unless I have no choice. I generally use sea salt or kosher salt. The reason why I do that is it's actually bigger grains of salt. And by them being bigger grains of salt, it's not artificial salt. Iodine salt is artificially made. So, and it's, they add to it. And I'd rather just be, what am I cooking? I'm doing shrimp and grits because, yeah, I'm doing shrimp and grits. So that's what I'm rocking. And I made a cocktail too. As you see, I didn't drink like an alcoholic. I made a Bloody Mary for those of us who like the pleasure of a good cocktail. Really good. Tia Maria, if you want to add tequila for those people who don't drink vodka, but nice Bloody Mary. But again, I'm going to go ahead and add my salt because I salt my water ahead of time. And like I said, I use kosher salt or sea salt. It's a natural salt. It's bigger as far as the commodity, so you don't need as much. That way you can control your salt levels. It's a little bit healthier in the idea that you can control how much salt you're putting in versus with iodine salt. Because they're so small, you don't necessarily know or control how much you're putting in with a pinch or whatever, so on and so forth. Now, we have our seasoning here. It's already kind of going. I'm going to put, as you see, I have a little flour there. I'm going to actually put the flour in now. And putting that flour in, as you put the flour in with the thing there because it's going to have a small roux. And that's why. So go ahead and mix that on in. I'm not going to go celery crazy because I don't want it to be too thick. I just want it to be nice to cover my grits the way it should. As you see, I have my water boiling, so when it's time for the grits, we're good to go. I'm going to go a little bit more with my flour there. One of the things I will tell people is I don't measure a lot. I teach by showing. A lot of my home cooking I learned from my grandmother, Medill, and my grandmother, Ruth May, my uncle, Lionel, which is Cody's dad. Actually, my mom showed me a few things, but I would call her and she'll tell me things, but they didn't use measurement, so I never learned to use measurement. When I started working in kitchens, that's when I had to learn how to use measurements, but I use things like that for when I'm doing Italian cuisine or French cuisine because I learned that by skill and not by feel, if that makes sense. Those are the things I learned by skill and not by feel. So as you see, I go ahead and kind of get that all stirred in. Okay, so I have that in. I'm actually going to season this now. So, and when I say season, I mean like the herb part of the seasoning. So salt, regular salt, onion powder, chili powder. Oh, Michelle, how you doing, cuz? So Michelle's my cousin. We used to always spend the night together. Or basically, I used to go over to Aunt Honey's house just so I can hang out with cousin Michelle. And whenever we got the chance, everybody's like, "Oh, y'all always up to no good." I'm like, "No, no, no. We are very good kids. We just know where to be everyone's favorite." And they also had to babysit me a lot because when my mom worked in the bar, she would drop us off at Aunt Honey's house, and Michelle and Frank and them, they would always, and Stephanie too, they would always have to kind of watch me and my brother Sean Keith. And this is celery salt. This is where I'm popping my celery in. I see my daughter just popped on. How you doing? This is Layla. Pop it up. And I use paprika. Got like, yes, it's about the coloring. Yes, 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 I know. But I use paprika. This is actually a smoked paprika. It adds a little flavor to it because it's smoked. Garlic powder. Wouldn't be southern if it wasn't garlic powder. And as you see, I still have this cooking. It's on low. It's going. It's going to help with that roux there. Parsley. Water's boiling for there. And I'm southern. I like a little heat. Yep. Like a little heat is what we do. You don't have to use cayenne pepper or black pepper. Yes, you do. Let me quit playing. It's not gonna be real if you don't. Go ahead and get that up in there. But you can change it to your own specification where what you like. And I'm gonna just stir that right on in because basically what you're doing is preparing to season a roux. It's getting your sauce ready. As you see, I'm stirring it right on in. And like I told people earlier, I'm doing shrimp and grits. I've already seasoned my shrimp. They've been sitting in seasoning, waiting. Shut up, Layla. Nobody told you to take your butt back down to Louisiana. So, but my shrimp are already, set. Although you didn't leave me enough onion powder, I actually had to go buy some. I'm like, what the mess is up with that? Turn up just a little bit. And again, don't be afraid to adjust your temperatures. Little Bloody Mary. Cheers. I hope y'all are drinking. Drinking is good for the soul. Hallelujah. It's a Sunday. I was going to actually do a mimosa. Sundays are big for mimosas. But I'm like, I'll probably finish off a whole bottle of Prosecco or champagne. This I'll at least just drink. and act like I'm civilized. At the end of the day, I am Stanko's child. Okay, so this is starting to gather, which is a good thing, which is what you want. Next thing I'm going to do is start to brown my shrimp a little bit. So I'm going to pop them right on in. One pot. As you see, the water's boiling on this side here. And like I told everybody earlier, I pre-seasoned. This is why I pre-seasoned my shrimp. So you're like, oh, you didn't even add it? Nope, it's already seasoned. Plus I seasoned my roux. Get that kind of going. Let my shrimp get started. But before they get too done, as you see there, okay? Before they get too done, what we're going to do is go ahead and add to that flavor, that juice. This is the part that Missy will love. My friend Missy, who's in Louisiana, loves sauces. Like the more, the better. Like that's the way she rolls. Here I have chicken stock, which I've already made. Okay, yeah. And you know I will. Don't play with me. You know I'll come over there anytime. You know how we like to eat. You know how we like to do. Look, we may be drunk by the end of it. Greg may be upset, but we got this. So I already made my chicken stock, and by made my chicken stock, I say that because I used bouillon cubes. The way you do that is bouillon cubes in hot water. Bring that down. I'm going to go ahead and pop that right on in. And then I'm going to stir. Get that nice and going. You'll see that that sauce is going to kind of thicken up a bit. You want that. That's good. Don't even worry about it. That's flavoring. Now, before I, as that thicken up and kind of get ready, you see I'm stirring. Everything's covered. Before that gets like crazy thick, what I'm going to do is go ahead and taste that. My friend Missy the other day was talking about how as chefs we tend to use a lot of spoons. She want to make sure that we're like throwing them out and stuff like that. So I always get several spoons because I don't want to weird people out that I'm dipping the same spoon in. But at home, you actually use the same spoon for tasting. In a kitchen, no, because you're not the one eating it. Other people eating it use different spoons. That's how we roll. So I'm going to go ahead and taste that, stir that in nice and good. I just want a simple taste. Oh, that's good. That's like I almost know what the hell I'm doing. Oh, this one here, I'm throwing in the sink. You heard that? One thing I will add though, crushed red peppers is what I do. Hey Harry, how you doing? I'm glad that you made it okay through the little accident. Unfortunately, the kid decided to run into his BMW, but Harry's good, Jay's good, so happy to see you on. And I'm going to go ahead and stir that. So, and this is actually going to make my sauce for my shrimp and grits. And I'll bring it close so you can see. Now, as that go ahead and cook down, I'm going to go ahead and make sure everything's covered nice. So your shrimp are actually seasoned, your sauce is seasoned. Let that slow cook. As that slow cook, put it on nice and low because that's going to actually thicken. You don't want to get too thick, so you want to get it on nice and low and just kind of let it simmer. I'm going to add a little more of my chicken stock here. Oh, and I will tell you, in most restaurants, that butter that I use, we're going to use oil. You can't use that much butter and be profitable. And as far as the chicken stock, we're going to use a mix of chicken stock and water because you got to think about cost and profitability and what can you stretch. And the way you stretch chicken stock out is with water. So these are the things that count and matters. Okay, so my water here is boiling really nice. Oh, Joshua, that's totally cool. So if you don't eat shrimp, you do your grits and add chicken tenders. Like fry you up some chicken tenders. You actually can take you tofu if that's your thing and pop that on and use a flavoring or seasoning, however you want to do that. So the protein that you use on top of your grits is totally up to you. But shrimp and grits, fish and grits, it's a staple. It's what we do. It's a staple. So I have my water here. It's boiling. I'll kind of phase y'all down a bit. There you go. And I'm going to, oh, I already got it out. So I didn't go fancy. Normally there's a big bag of grits. I actually did the 5-minute grits, those what we call quick grits. Quick grits are easy, nice, easy to do. You don't have to stir and stir for hours. It's more of the modern day grits that they do. I know at some point someone's going to ask me, what are grits? It's corn. Grits is corn. You take corn and you grind it up. Dry corn and you grind it up. It's one of the things that we learn from smothered pork chops on top of grits. Is amazing, Nisi. Tell him. But corn, just so people know, is one of the things in doing grits. It's one of the things that we learn from our Native American indigenous people. So it's very big in the South because guess what? We actually liked our indigenous people. I'm not going to throw any shade out there, but we respect them for giving us our actual corn and grits and masa and a ton of other wonderful, wonderful things. Oh, Alex is in the house. One of his favorite things is blackened fish with grits. So I'm going to go ahead and pop those in. Probably going to make more grits than I need, but it'll get it done. I like a whisk. I know some people do things with spoons. I tend to whisk like crazy. A whisk is a good friend of everybody's. Go ahead and whisk that in. As you see, I have that already on lock. Gonna bring my fire down. Not fire, I forgot. I'm on a to-do. So with that fire being down, as you see, it's already starting to kind of go in. Guess what? I'm actually leave that there. And my next thing is going to be our good friend, le butter, le cream of le butter. Pop that on in. I'm actually going to add more salt. No one likes unsalted grits. I'm just saying. More salt. I actually like pepper in my grits. Good time to go ahead and add that in. Some people, as you know, will actually do chicken stock in their grits. Nothing's wrong with that. Nothing at all. So now, with those grits, I'm going to go ahead and add my cream. I use a light cream. I'm going to add a little bit more because I'm a fat ass. That's why I use light cream because You can't go wrong with using a nice light cream. So this is how you get your nice creamy grits. Some people like their grits a little loose. Some people like their grits a little more heavy. You get to decide upon that. I tend to like my grits not like all loose and goosey. I like mine a little on the thicker side. Grits is something that you can have as heavy as you like or as loose as you like. I don't like mine actually really, really heavy. So add a little more cream. My fire's on a low, so it's literally just simmering. Perfect. As you see, nice and creamy. Now that I have my grits nice and creamy the way I want, this is like the consistency that I like my grits. Oh, some got in. So I can show you. Some of the grits was into my whisk. Go ahead and pour it out because they got caught in. Make sure you get those stirred in nice and good so that they can actually, get some of that moisture as well, because that's what softens those grits up. I'm going to turn my fire off. Take my grits off of the fire because it's actually cooked to the point where I'm satisfied with it. Pop that there. I'm going to add cheese. I like cheese. It's not crazy amount. You just add a little cheese into it. You can add yellow cheese. You can add Colby Jack cheese. Any of the cheeses that you kind of want. I'm going to add a little more of my pepper in. Not crazy amount, but just a little pepper. And I'll continue to do another stir. Get that all in. Nice. As you see, nice all in. And I'm going to, and if you're looking for like what consistency, here's the consistency of your grits. It should be a spoonful, not just drop off for me. It is a personal preference. Some people like their grits a little thicker. Some people like their grits a little lighter. I'm going to go ahead and plate. Plating is important in the kitchen. I actually suck at plating, to be honest with you. But I've been practicing. Y'all see that? Let's get that out the way. Make it look pretty, 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 pretty. Awesome. Can everybody see that plate? Because we're going to plate now. If you can see that plate, let me see. So in plating, I'm literally just going to take mine and right in. Like I said, I like it nice. I like mine on the thicker side. Some people like theirs looser. As you know, this has been over here cooking. I got a new clean spoon. My first thing actually is going to go right over it. Perfect. Take your shrimp right on top. I'm putting at least 4 on there because in black people world, if you don't have at least 4 shrimp on there, you jacking me. You don't rip me off. Okay. Set that down. This is where, as chefs, we always have a towel with us. Take that down, wipe around, get like right there inside the bowl without touching the folks' food. You cooked it, but you're not supposed to touch it, so they say. That done. Then everybody wonder why you like the bright color. So that's where you get your green onions. Pop right there on top. It's that vibrant color that stands out, and it doesn't take away from that flavor. Here we have shrimp and grits. And let's see, let's get it. I don't want to mess up my plate, and it looks really good. Oh my goodness, that's good. Oh, there's a little heat there. By a little heat, I like it. Tyson, you'll probably be like, okay, that's hotter than I needed, but you'll be okay. Oh, that's good. That's real good. Layla, when you come home, I promise I'll actually cook you shrimp and grits. And for your shrimp, you can see perfectly cooked. Hold up. I'm not gonna touch it. Nisa hates when people touch food. But you can see that the shrimp is cooked perfectly, not overcooked, not rubbery, and nice pink, not pale white. It shouldn't be translucent. It should be a nice pink, nice and go through. Oh, that's good. That's real good. And that plays really well with the Bloody Mary. That has a little kick too. Turn off my stove. Put the camera back on me. That's new. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining in for Cooking with Uncle Slide. I'm going to do this at least once a month to start off with. I'll try to add more in as we go along. But thank you so very much. Please tell friends to make sure they watch out for Cooking with Uncle Slide. This will be live. You can subscribe to my YouTube, which is right now Boss Rob. But if you do YouTube Cooking with Uncle Slide, you'll find it. Also on Instagram, Cooking with Uncle Slide or Uncle Slide. Also on TikTok, Uncle Slide, and Instagram, Uncle Slide. So make sure you join us. We'll keep up with some wonderful things. Next time we're going to actually do a Cornish hen. That's the little small ones in case you're wondering. Lemon pepper Cornish hen with mashed potatoes and asparagus. So I'm going to break that meal down for you, make it really simple to eat, and we're going to add some more things. We'll be doing lots of other events, so stay tuned. Thank you again. Everybody have a wonderful, wonderful night. Look at that. Drink, drink, drink. Feel free to email bossrob79@gmail.com if you have comments, questions, or you want to recommend something. Hit me up on Instagram or Facebook with what you want to see me cook. I can do awfully homemade stuff. I can also do Southern stuff. Well, I'm from the South. Guess what? I'm good at it. I'm modest too. But I'm also really good at Italian and French cuisine as well. So have a good night. See y'all soon. Bye-bye. Thank you again. This is good. I'm going to keep eating. Oh, Faye, you want to play? Awesome. I'll get you set up. That's really good.